In better things. I just want to thank everybody who's here. They've just been amazing. And I've been here for 20 years, and this is tough for me to say goodbye to this place, but I'm very excited about seeing you next time at our new studios. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight.
Well, the special weekend continues here on HSN, the world's first shopping channel. Thank you for being a big part of our family. Tonight, we're talking about, of course, the world leader in the world's finest vitamins and supplements, Mr. Andrew Lessman, for over 4 decades, pioneering in ways that other companies truly could only dream. And we are thrilled that tonight we're stepping into summer with some great essentials, some great today's specials. First focus is on our eyes, age-related changes. Maybe it's outside with the harsh rays of the sun, or inside with our screens, tablets, phones, computers. Mr. Andrew Lessman, it is always something that our eyes have to deal with. It's great to see you.
It's great to see you, Adam. Yeah, it's our eyes are really what allows us to interact with the world. And I think there is either a writer or a poet or someone has always said that the eyes, I guess, are the windows to our soul, something like that. So, and what's interesting about our eyes, when we look at our eyes and we look at the health of our eyes, it gives us a great deal of insight into other things in our body. As we'll talk about now, the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in our eyes and the retina of our eyes, those levels of lutein and zeaxanthin are predictive, are indicative of the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in our brain. And the levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in our brain are predictive and indicative of the decline we might be experiencing later in life. So, and actually I'll show a chart in a moment here that talks about that. So, and what's fascinating about, say, this first product, Ultimate Eye Support, and today you get to enjoy the benefits of that product. The original eye product with lutein in it, the original eye product with zeaxanthin in it. We've been doing things like that for decades, long before anyone else contemplated it. But today, you can also get it with astaxanthin, that other carotenoid that you've probably heard about, and companies are making all sorts of outrageous claims for heart health and brain health and eye health. I don't make these absolute outrageous claims that other companies will make, but that doesn't mean that the product that we make, those other companies don't make products. They make claims, someone else makes the product for them. I don't make the crazy claims, but I make the product. And the product I make, if we're gonna say crazy, it's crazy good. It's 100% pure, it's additive free, so it's unlike any other product you'll see from companies who pretend to be in the vitamin industry, but they're not. It's like pretending you're in the car industry, but you don't make cars. You're just a car salesman. So again, our products are very unique in terms of respecting you and the benefits you expect and should be able to expect from a product like this. Lutein and zeaxanthin, as I said before, as important as they are for the eyes, it's funny, I have a research package before every show. And it goes through, it has hundreds of different abstracts of studies on lutein. The same for zeaxanthin, the same for astaxanthin. What's fascinating is when I would get that research package 20 or 25 years ago, all of the studies would be on vision, the eyes, the health of the eyes, the health of the retina, healthy aging of the retina and the eyes. Now, I'd say at least half the studies, there's still tons of studies rolling in on vision health and eye health, but there's so many other studies on brain health, cognitive health, the health of our skin, aging skin, so it's, as I say, with all my products, when you embrace them for the reason that it seems Mother Nature has targeted a certain benefit, you're just getting a long list of benefits that eventually you all get to discover. It's just these wonderful natural tools. When I say, as I love to say, if I just follow Mother Nature's blueprint, deliver you a product where I essentially then get out of her way, that's when you really get to experience the wonderful benefits of these ingredients. Well, I'll elaborate more, but first, go through the offer. This is best pricing, again, best pricing ever. I've said that for a few years in a row. Despite the inflation that everyone experienced with COVID and with tariffs and whatnot. Not here. You, again, because we make all the products, you get to experience the incredible pricing we've had on this product for year after year after year.
And I know that's not easy to accomplish or achieve, and I know we all love that we're able to benefit. Again, it's one day, it's a one day only today's special with the opportunity there to get the biggest savings of the year. So here's Ultimate Eye Support, our today's special, $41.20, $360 or $720. That's where the pricing will be, what it normally is. On this day, Andrew and the team are able to offer a bigger value with a 720 capsules. It doesn't take a lot to see that right now you can buy 720 capsules for the same price that you would typically spend for $360. So it's a buy one, get one. Again, massive savings across the board. The other option is what Andrew mentioned, which is the addition of astaxanthin. Now, not a lot more, Andrew, massive savings in some of those larger sizes.
Right, when you're looking, I think the price on the 720 of a standard Ultimate Eye is $159.90. So for $40 more, you're getting the astaxanthin. And the astaxanthin, normally the additional astaxanthin would be more than $100. So that's the lowest price we've ever had for that much astaxanthin. Basically, you're getting 720 capsules of astaxanthin blended in to the Ultimate Eye formula with its 12,000 micrograms of lutein and 6,000 micrograms of zeaxanthin and 4,000 micrograms of astaxanthin. So it is the most comprehensive carotenoid-rich eye health product you will find anywhere. And again, I was excited when we were able to lower our price when we switched the product from a two-piece capsule to a soft gel capsule. We did that back, I think, in 2000. I remember we did it around the time of COVID.
Right.
And I thought that we'd only be able to hold that price, that brand new lower price, so it was lower than ever before, for a short while. And here we are now, 5 years later. The price, it's still an extraordinary value, and I've said this before. Lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, these are ingredients that if you look at the cost of the active material, you're talking about thousands or tens of thousands of dollars per kilogram. So thousands and thousands of dollars per pound. So to deliver this kind of potency, also bilberry, our special bilberry extract, again, one of our most expensive ingredients. So this product is rich in expensive ingredients, but all we've done is reduce the price to think that even in the standard formula to be around 20 cents a capsule for this product, and to just be barely over 20 cents a capsule. And when we have lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, bilberry, and if you just look at here, I have a chart with the actual formula. So now you get to see the formula. So to think that you're getting all of that,
wow,
looks like I'm not sure if it's hard to read on your screen. It's a little hard to read on the monitor here.
Yeah, a little.
Maybe if we zoom in a little bit closer, it just looks like there's some kind of a weird contrasty thing going on here. But as you can see, there's 12,000 or 12 milligrams of lutein, 6 milligrams of zeaxanthin, 4 milligrams of astaxanthin. Then our special bilberry extract at 36% anthocyanins, our citrus bioflavonoid extract, our green tea extract standardized for EGCG, our black elder extract standardized for, there we go, perfect, for anthocyanins, our grapeseed extract standardized for polyphenols and also oligomeric proanthocyanidins. Then, of course, all the things that were part of my original eye product from 40 years ago, vitamin A, C, and E, and zinc and copper. And then we also have some stearidonic acid in there, which is a wonderful benefit from ahi flower oil. So, and again, I always talk about this, I constantly am dating myself, that when I had an eye product, our original eye product was basically some vitamin A carotenoid. Now we know beta carotene, yeah, it has a relationship to the visual systems, but it's so distant in benefit and so head and shoulders above and beyond it are lutein and zeaxanthin and astaxanthin. The actual optical pigments in our eye, part of the anatomical definition of the retina of our eye is this concentration of what's called optical pigments. They are lutein and zeaxanthin. And it is not just thought that part of the problem with aging of our visual systems in America is directly related to a reduction in the availability of lutein and zeaxanthin in our diet. And also, I should also talk about mesozeaxanthin. Mesozeaxanthin is a stereoisomer of zeaxanthin. Most companies offer perhaps lutein, perhaps zeaxanthin, not necessarily the mesozeaxanthin. So we offer all three. For us, for me, it goes without saying that we'd offer everything. When you look at some of the science, it says to truly benefit and truly concentrate these carotenoids in the retina, to get that optical pigment at its optimal and maximum concentration, you need to deliver all three. That is how I've been delivering those pigments for probably getting close to 30 years now, 3 decades that we've been delivering these carotenoids. So again, I say this about CoQ10 or glucosamine and chondroitin. I might be a well-kept secret being here on originally on QVC and HSN, but we are different and unique in respect of I'm just not some influencer on social media who loves to make outrageous claims for a product that the closest relationship I have to it is maybe talking to someone else who's going to make it for me. I'm the guy who originally put lutein and zeaxanthin in an eye product, CoQ10 in a product to support energy production. We'll talk about that later, but I've been doing this for decades. I've been making supplements for more than 46 years. I'm just as passionate, just as excited about it today as I have ever been. And when it comes to an opportunity to make a difference, and the difference we're usually faced with making with a supplement, despite what other companies say, these are not drugs or medicines. These are ingredients that are part of how our body works. In fact, with an eye product, it's really part of our body. It's our optical pigment we're talking about with a properly made eye product delivering the lutein, zeaxanthin, and the mesozeaxanthin. So when you look at a product like this, it's not a far stretch to understand why it's going to make a difference in how your body, how your eyes age. And when I look at epidemiologic studies, these are studies that talk about large populations of people, hundreds of thousands or millions of people. When you look at visual function, when you look at brain function, and you have an opportunity to decide which group you want to be a member of, when you decide to be a member of the group that had adequate intakes of lutein and zeaxanthin currently and throughout their lifetime, those are the people with better functioning brains as they age. Those are the people with better functioning eyes as they age. There's no escaping the fact that lutein and zeaxanthin has a material function and material impact on two systems that absolutely define the quality of our life. And perhaps we eat carnivore, perhaps we don't like green leafy vegetables, perhaps we don't want to eat the anthocyanins from certain fruits. Well, this product, even if you just took 1 capsule a day, with 1 capsule a day, you're more than doubling the typical levels of lutein and zeaxanthin in the American diet.
Wow.
1 capsule a day, and mind you what I'm saying here, 1 capsule a day is more than you would get in an entire week from a typical diet.
Wow.
So if you're taking 1 capsule every day, you're talking about multiplying that times 7 or 10x. Wow. But if you're talking about just taking 1 capsule, the reason why that capsule is so dark, it almost looks black, those are the anthocyanins from the berries. Those are also the carotenoids, lutein, the zeaxanthin, and the astaxanthin. So there's truly nothing like this product available anywhere else. Least of all, at this price, you're getting it directly from the manufacturer. Rarely is that opportunity provided. In fact, most companies that you see, I'd say over 90% of the supplements that you purchase online or in stores are made by contract manufacturers, not made by the company that you're actually seeing someone speak to. I founded my company. I still own my company. We will never compromise the quality of the products that we make. Ever.
I mean, Andrew, there's just so much there, and I think for so many of us who have been with you along this journey, we know it's profoundly different to the typical vitamins and supplements you find in the market. We know that reputation matters, credibility is so important. And with every single one of the vitamins, supplements, anything we do tonight, you know it's built better, it's designed better from the ground up. It is a formula that is profoundly different to what we typically find on the store shelves. Specifically, and quite interestingly, with Ultimate Eye, I think there are many, many, many of us who every single year religiously come back to order this at all different stages of life. We talk about, certainly in reviews, and there's over 2,000 perfect 5 stars. You talk about sharpness, you're talking about dryness or eye fatigue. We know age-related changes, and we know we're harder on our eyes today than we've ever been because we're glued to our phones. Or if it's not our phone, it's our tablet. If it's not our tablet, it's our computer. We're outside, we're inside, and obviously we need to do what we can to support. So today, we can say that out of all these years, 46 years later since Andrew created the finest vitamin company in the world, these are the lowest price, the best value, the biggest value that we've ever had. So here's where we stand. You can choose Ultimate Eye Support, which is of course a fantastic, amazing formula. The foundational formula, 40, 120, 360, or 720. Most orders, as they traditionally do, are coming through in the larger sizes. Obviously, your savings really add up. However, we do have a clear winner, and it's the Ultimate Eye Support with astaxanthin, which is obviously giving you extra benefits for brain, heart, the immune system. The value is tremendous. It's only a little bit extra, but you get so much more. 720 capsules would be $460 there or thereabouts. We're at $199.90, so you are saving more than you're spending. And Andrew, what I was able to see, earlier when I was reading the reviews, is just the incredible things people say. It's exciting to read because it's had an effect, and a positive effect on so many lives.
No, it's virtually a perfectly reviewed product. I think the reviews, the 5-star reviews are close to 85% of the reviews. If you look at positive reviews, it's close to 97 or 98% of the reviews. And again, those are not reviews of my product as much as it's a review of us just doing a good job paying attention to the science, paying attention to Mother Nature. Lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, there's no question that they are absolutely required for our vision. And again, even if you look at things that we sort of wouldn't think it would have an impact on, glare. Whether first thing in the morning or the end of the day when the sun is low in the sky and we struggle with vision when we're driving, lutein and zeaxanthin will improve the way our eye handles glare. Whether you're going from a dark room out into bright sunshine, and that's challenging, or from a bright space, you go into a dark space and all of a sudden your vision is struggling to adapt to a darker indoor environment. Again, lutein and zeaxanthin are the optical pigment system that protects that functionality when it comes to our vision, when it comes to our eyes. So there's no escaping that these ingredients aren't just something that kind of works on your eyes. That's what drugs or medicines do. This is necessary for your eyes to work, period. Not even period, exclamation point. Because we don't get them in our diet. And I kind of said this before. Even if we look at this chart, and this is a fun one, and there's a whole bunch of research that reiterates the same thing over and over and over again. And it's very easy to determine optical pigment concentration by looking at the retina of the eye. So it's easy to determine what our lutein and zeaxanthin levels are. If you look at this chart to my left, what you see are the lutein and zeaxanthin levels of people, elderly people, older people with healthy cognitive function. On the right, you see the lutein and zeaxanthin levels from people who are cognitively impaired.
Wow.
It's study after study, and it shouldn't be a surprise. Lutein and zeaxanthin are critical protective pigments for the visual system, the brain, and processing information. Again, processing information, the speed at which we process visual information, basically how we interact with the world when we read, whatever we might be doing, processing that visual information when we drive. Whether you're young or old, lutein and zeaxanthin makes a positive difference in the speed at which we process visual information, how we interact with the world, whether we keep that sort of youthful ability to think quickly, to have that sort of mental agility. So Again, lutein and zeaxanthin, I said this before, when I first introduced it in a product 3 decades ago, I was overwhelmed with the research on its benefits to the eyes and visual system. Now, when I read the research before I do shows like this, I'm overwhelmed with the research that now talks about the brain, cognitive function, memory, even skin health, even talking about astaxanthin, cardiovascular health. So as you look at an ingredient or products like this, they're not confined to one single benefit, because when we look at the way our body was designed, it's brilliant. It finds a tool that delivers a benefit. It makes sure it utilizes that tool elsewhere. So when we see the benefits of lutein and zeaxanthin protecting the retina, it also protects the lens. It also protects the visual system. It also visual systems in our brain. It also protects the skin from UV radiation. So it's an amazing opportunity. And again, at just 1 capsule a day, if you look at that chart and you think about, wow, if I just had a little bit more lutein and zeaxanthin concentrated in my brain, just remember, 1 capsule of my product a week will effectively double your week's supply of lutein and zeaxanthin. I still recommend you take 1 or 2 capsules a day, but if all you could afford was 1 capsule a week or 2 capsules a week, then you're increasing your lutein and zeaxanthin intake by 100% or 200%. So what a fantastic opportunity for pennies, because again, when we do this Today Special, for the standard Ultimate Eye, and there's very little standard about it, but the standard Ultimate Eye is about 20 cents a capsule, and it's only a few pennies more to get the incredible benefits of astaxanthin as well.
I mean, all of Andrew's products are important, but there is something about Ultimate Eye that just hits a little differently, and I can see that with the response that we're getting tonight. It's something that, you know, we need to really consider. We know how important, how critical our eyes are. We know how important it is. You know, lutein and zeaxanthin, as Andrew showcases, you know, the relevance, how significant it is in our everyday life and how we're not getting enough. We know that we are better off with it than without it. And we know that Andrew's Ultimate Eye is able to supply it in the best possible way. It's late, it's 20 past 12 here on the East Coast, and we're exceedingly busy, which is wonderful to see. Obviously, everybody taking advantage of the lowest pricing ever, and that's a rare thing to say these days in 2025. Lowest pricing ever, but only while supplies last with our today's special. And I also want to be really clear about this. I mean, you can read certainly the thousands of reviews, and they talk about so many things. But Andrew, at all stages of life, you have people that comment about and talk about and leave reviews about the fact that at any age, you can truly see a difference with Ultimate Eye.
And well, the reviews talk about how transformational, what a difference the product makes, whether it's dry eye, whether it's challenges with driving at night, night vision, which not being able to drive after the sun sets or things like that, just dealing with glare better. These are things that directly affect the quality of our life. And sort of as we get older, the walls keep kind of coming in on us. So to the extent we can do something that kind of pushes back the hands of time and gives us an opportunity to live the younger life, eventually none of us escape time. It's a race we're all running. Hopefully we can run it as swiftly as possible. When it comes to our vision, changes to our vision are guaranteed. They're going to happen.
Right.
But changes to our vision that we could actually have a hand in mitigating them, minimizing them, moderating them, that's an incredible opportunity that these ingredients allow. There's no question that these ingredients allow that opportunity. And I just wanted to show, for those of us who want to get lutein and zeaxanthin from their diet, when you look at this chart, you'll realize why. My favorite thing I eat as often as I can is green pea soup.
Okay.
You know, and spinach salads. I mean, I love my green leafy vegetables. I still take 2 capsules of my Ultimate Eye every day, but I make sure that I eat a diet that's rich. But if you think about the typical sources of whether it's carrots are a terrible source.
Wow.
Iceberg lettuce you'd need 62 cups of iceberg lettuce to equal just the lutein. So the good opportunities for lutein are green peas, collard greens, cooked spinach, raw spinach. Again, you still have to consume a rather significant amount. Zeaxanthin, that's kind of the bad news, unfortunately. Zeaxanthin, a good source of zeaxanthin is corn. Still would take 7 cups to equal a daily supply of Ultimate Eye. It would take 18 cups of collard greens, 19 cups of spinach. And again, when you look at the benefits of lutein and zeaxanthin, there are a lot of studies that will talk about delivering lutein, not really delivering significant benefits when it isn't delivered concurrently with zeaxanthin and mesozeaxanthin. That is why, that is how you get them from me. You get your lutein, you get your zeaxanthin, you get your mesozeaxanthin, you get them at the levels that the science has shown will result in the greatest amount of deposition, of depositing those optical pigments into the critical tissues. So you will see a benefit. I think we're about to run out of time. Maybe really quickly, I'll just read some reviews.
Sure.
Before we talk about the Max L plus Z, but didn't do any reviews. And I always say, next time I'll read reviews, and next time I don't read reviews. But here we go, I love it. Working remotely, I realized I was staring at my computer for more hours than usual. My eyes started to bother me, feeling strange and dry. I started using the Ultimate Eye Support capsules, and I felt and saw improvement. I actually noticed a remarkable difference in how much sharper my vision was. I'm an artist and never miss a day without taking Ultimate Eye Support. And again, it will, lutein and zeaxanthin, improve clarity, sharpness, contrast of vision. Great eye vitamins. I've been taking Andrew Lessman's Ultimate Eye Support for years. These new vitamins are so much better. That's our new formula. I was amazed how my eyes are very moist, and I feel my eyes are clearer. Great job, Andrew. These are A+ in my book. I can't wait for my checkup in October from Rosie in Louisiana. How nice it is for us to make a new formula, dramatically lowered the price, dramatically improved the quality. Works for me. My eyes had been bothering me, especially toward the end of the day. Lately, I've noticed a big change as I've been taking the Ultimate Eye Support for about 2 months. I'm 82 years old, and I'm on the computer a lot, so my eyes do get tired. I will stick with Ultimate Eye Support from Beverly in Colorado. Always take Andrew's Eye Support vitamins. I have taken the Eye Support vitamins for as many years as I can remember. Our family has age-related eye issues. We all have age-related eye issues, and it's just aging. And I'm determined to do everything I can by taking the latest version daily without fail, and wearing sunglasses every time I go out to help maintain my healthy blue-green eyes. I've been always warned, because I have light blue eyes, that I'm more susceptible to damage being outdoors, and I live outdoors, so I want to be as careful as I possibly can. Absolutely wonderful. Now that I'm retired, I'm a very avid reader. I read at least 1 book a day. How wonderful to be able to do that for your entire life. Too much, really, but with the help of this wonderful eye supplement, my eyes are holding up extremely well. My eye doctor a year ago told me I had young eyes for my age, which is 73. I won't stop taking this one ever, from Jan in Michigan. We have dozens and dozens and dozens of reviews, probably hundreds, that either talk about their eye doctor loving the formula, or from eye doctors themselves. And in fact, we'll talk in a moment about a formula that was a booster. If you're taking Ultimate Eye and your eye doctor recommended you need extra lutein and zeaxanthin, we give you 12 milligrams and 6 milligrams of lutein and zeaxanthin in Ultimate Eye. But if you needed more, we then have our Maximum L plus Z, which I'll talk about for just in a moment, if we could even. Or if you want to wrap this up and change the graphic, I leave it to you, Adam.
Yeah, we'll kind of switch out so you can see what the other option is. Certainly with our today's special, I mean, just a huge success. We want to thank you. It is compelling, and it's got to make you curious. Try it. You've got our 30-day return policy. As so many reviewers talk about, they truly see a difference. All right, that's our today's special. Extremely popular, especially the option with the astaxanthin. Now, Andrew, to your point, this was still a few years ago, but it was a newer addition to the lineup where you created, as you just called it, a booster, which is Maximum L and Z.
Well, what's great about this formula is if you just want, and again, if you took one capsule of this a week, you're multiplying your levels of lutein and zeaxanthin you're getting from your diet. So a lot of folks want to take 24 milligrams of lutein and 12 milligrams of zeaxanthin and mesozeaxanthin daily. If that's the case, I recommend starting with our Ultimate Eye and taking a booster of our Maximum L plus Z. Our Ultimate Eye, of course, I had shown you the entire list of ingredients in it. It has black elder in it, has anthocyanins from bilberry, also has citrus bioflavonoids, also has epigallocatechin gallate from green tea. So it's a truly comprehensive eye protection formula. Max L plus Z, just as the name clearly states, it's maximum lutein and zeaxanthin, nothing else. So, and it's a cool color because you get to see the color of lutein and zeaxanthin. And what's something fascinating to think about. So lutein and zeaxanthin are these rich colored pigments. If we look at the capsule of lutein and zeaxanthin, I'm not sure if you have any in the studio there, but if you look at that capsule of lutein and zeaxanthin, it's going to be kind of an orangish color. If you just put a drop out there, or what I was going to say, it's going to color your finger if you do, but if you just spread it out and you get it really thin, it starts getting more yellow. But you have to understand, when this is deposited in the retina, it's deposited in membranes in the retina, so it's kind of a monolayer, a monomolecular layer. So it doesn't color your vision. When you have adequate levels of lutein and zeaxanthin, it's not like you're looking through yellow or orange sunglasses. But if you think about yellow and orange sunglasses, the clarity, the sharpness that they create, that is what lutein and zeaxanthin does in the eye and the visual system. But what our brain does, which is remarkable, our brain eliminates that color tinge. It's kind of analogous to if you had glasses that turned the world upside down and you wore those glasses all the time, guess what your brain would do? It would turn the world right side up. So you would have those glasses turning the world upside down and you'd see the world perfectly eventually because your brain would correct for it. So this wonderful relationship between lutein and zeaxanthin and this filtering protective role, sharpness of vision, better contrast, protection from glare, protection from the ravages of aging, and at the same time, it's not tinting or tinging the color of your vision at all. All it's doing is making it more clear, more sharp, and better contrast. So it's an amazing opportunity to give the two most critical ingredients, natural ingredients, to support healthy vision, healthy aging of our visual systems. And face it, if we're sticking around, and we all hope we stick around as long as possible, we want to make sure that systems like our visual system are aging as gracefully as possible because it's going to be the highest quality life. I mean, the world is beautiful. And if we're blessed with vision and healthy vision, we want to hold on to it so we see all the beauty that is around us.
The human body is an amazing thing. And with Mother Nature's tools, we can really do amazing things, right? Supporting our body the way it needs. That's our first today special. You obviously can order Maximum L and Z as well. If you're on hold, hsn.com is your fastest way in, or the HSN mobile app. Time for today's special number 2. Actually, Type 2. It's the worldwide debut and huge premiere right now on HSN of Andrew's brand new Type 2 secure meal replacement bars with just 1 gram of sugar per bar and 0 added sugar. Of course, they're gluten-free and dairy-free and plant-based and non-GMO. Andrew, we've got the favorite flavors, and a brand new bar has finally arrived.
Well, when we introduced the secure meal replacement bar a few years ago, I mean, everybody loved it, but a lot of folks had one issue with it. And I guess we've all become aware of the added sugar that's around us. My secure meal replacement bar had only 4 grams of sugar in a 140 calorie bar. So it wasn't as though it was high in sugar. But again, a lot of us have type 2 diabetes. And the reason why we call it type 2, oddly enough, our first bar, this was going to be our second version. So this was going to be secure type 2.
Right.
And it just sort of stuck. And interestingly enough, who are the first people who tend to be looking for something that's low in sugar? And even with these bars, you can now get, without a prescription, a CGM, a continuous glucose monitor. They're kind of fun to get a sense of how the foods we eat affect our blood sugar level. And when you have bars like these that have absolutely zero sugar added, and even the carbohydrate, there's one gram of sugar in the bar, and that's just the sugar that's kind of trace amounts are found in the nuts, and you can see the nuts in that bar. That's our chocolate bar with almonds. So there's some trace amounts of sugar in an almond. But even the carbohydrate present in the bar, we chose all of the carbohydrate to be slow digesting carbohydrate. So what I found using these bars, my blood sugar didn't go up at all. I mean, there's 1 gram of sugar. There's 0 grams added sugar. The sugar is just the sugar that's hidden away in nuts. And the balance of the carbohydrate in the bar is just carbohydrate that's bound up in fiber. So I was challenged to do this 3 years ago when we introduced our bars. And folks said, the bars are delicious. We want a 0 added sugar bar. And even folks would be happy if it had 4 or 5 grams total sugar. But it's 0 grams added sugar, barely 1 gram total sugar, barely 1 gram total sugar. So I'm proud of this accomplishment. They are delicious. In fact, when we tested them against our original bars, these bars won out consistently.
Wow.
And we tested them along the way as we were going through development. So I wasn't about to introduce the new Type 2 bar until the Type 2 bar beat the Type 1 bar in all the taste tests and literally beat it 2-1. So these are not just incredible when it comes to the numbers in terms of delivering low calories, high quality protein, 0 grams added sugar, 1 gram total sugar, carbohydrate, that's slow digesting carbohydrate, rich in fiber. It really is the perfect meal replacement. And a lot of folks talk about ultra-processed food. And frankly, when it comes to our society and weight gain and things like that, it's not ultra-processed food. I can make an ultra-processed food that's low in calories, that's rich in nutrition, that would be an amazing, if that's all people ate, they would never gain weight. And it would still be considered an ultra-processed food. The problem isn't ultra-processed foods. The problem is foods that might be processed or ultra-processed, but that are ultra-palatable, hyper-palatable, taste too good, can be eaten so fast and so rapidly, and what else? That are calorically dense and not nutrient dense. Say this bar is not calorically dense. It's calorically very low. It's outrageously highly nutrient dense. It's rich in vitamins, rich in minerals, rich in protein. So again, it's kind of what I call the trio of factors that makes a food what I would call obesogenic, leading to us gaining weight, become obese. It's not just going to be that it's going to be ultra processed. It's that it's ultra processed, ultra palatable, and ultra not calorically dense. How do we say that? That well, nutrient dense. So it's calorically dense without being nutrient dense. What these bars deliver is an opportunity to have a convenient, delicious, it's probably going to be the most nutrient-rich meal of your day. 50 to 200% of the RDA of all your key vitamins, 50 to 200%. I mean, that is a remarkable opportunity in a little over 100 calories with 1 gram total sugar, 0 gram added sugar to deliver what you need to give you that little boost of energy without making health compromises. So again, it is calorically not dense, it's nutrient highly dense, and it delivers the nutrients that you want and doesn't deliver the things that you don't want. It's got 0 cholesterol, 0 trans fat, it's vegan, it's gluten-free, it's non-GMO. I have listened to your feedback over the decades since I made my first meal replacement bar back in the 1990s. And this is truly the culmination of what you've asked for. Was not easy. It's incredibly affordable also. To think that this bar is so affordable when it ticks all the boxes. I look at the things that I see in my local drugstore, that are designed for folks who are trying to have a reduced carbohydrate beverage or snack or meal or bar. They're not 0 grams added sugar. We are. They're not 1 gram total sugar. We are. And the carbohydrates we deliver are these complex carbohydrates that give it a wonderful texture, but that are more difficult to digest. So you're not going to get any kind of sugar spike at all, at all.
And I think that, you know, when you go back to basics of when Andrew introduced these, so many of us were excited because it was a meal replacement bar that was delicious, right? I mean, you can choose peanut butter chocolate chip, chocolate brownie almond crunch, that's what I was just been eating, or the coconut almond cookie crunch. Whichever you choose, they're all fantastic. They're moist, they're not dry. They're delicious and nutritious, and you know, it crosses the spectrum from people that say, listen, I want this as a breakfast on the go. I'm on the move, I'm running out the door in the morning. This is easy to grab and go. It's a working lunch. I'm traveling. I'm going through airports and I don't like to eat the stuff that's in there. It's a snack, it's a meal replacement, but you know it's delivering the nutrients, the good stuff to your body. So for anybody out there that's tried meal replacement bars from other companies and other brands and have not enjoyed them and given up on them, I would encourage you to try these. If you're on a weight loss mission, absolutely try these. But ultimately, your taste is what matters most. I can say they're delicious. Andrew can say it's delicious. When you get these home, take a bite. If you don't think it's delicious, you're going to call us, and we will give you a refund of the purchase price. It's important to highlight the pricing tonight, because as a today's special, it is the best value. So there's 12 bars, there's 24, or there's 36. That's where the price is going to be, still very, very competitive. That's where the price is today, all on free shipping and flex pay. Andrew, we were working out to $1.66 per meal or per bar on that larger size count. That is truly remarkable value.
Yeah, and when you look at the bars, I mean, you could see that they're real food. I mean, you could see the nuts in the peanut butter. You could see the, I don't know if you can see it here.
Yeah.
You could see the almonds in the chocolate, which, holy these, I'm going to take a bite. And they're just delicious. They are low in calories, low in sugar, delicious tasting, real food, rich in vitamins. I mean, what determines how nutritious a meal is its content. My mom said, never talk with my mouth full.
Too late.
It's content of vitamins. That's what determines whether something is nutritious or not. It's very easy to make a snack with no vitamins and minerals in it, to make it taste good. It's hard to do that with 0 sugar, and it's hard to do that when you also deliver 50 to 200% of the RDA of all your vitamins. So this is, as I said, I doubt you're gonna eat a meal on any day that gives you 50 to 200% of all of your key vitamins, plus calcium and magnesium and other minerals as well. So it's incredibly comprehensive in terms of nutrition. It's just going to be a tool that helps support your weight loss goals, helps support your health goals. How nice to be able to enjoy a snack and know that it's not going to have a negative impact on your blood sugar. Why? It doesn't contain sugar. We added no sugar. It has 1 gram of sugar. That's the little bit of trace sugar that's found in the peanuts or the almonds. That's it. So it truly is a unique product. It was not easy to accomplish. It took a few years, starting back when I introduced my original bar, but now you're getting, this was your request, and now it's an opportunity to try it.
Whether trying to escape sugar is something you have to do, or simply want to do, this is going to be that perfect solution for you. The hardest decision is choosing which flavor. They're all fantastic. Wow. But the good news is, if you choose 24 bars, you're able to choose 1 flavor or a combination of 2 flavors. So you can really sample them. Or if you choose the 36 bar, you can choose all 1 flavor. Maybe you know, for example, you already love the coconut almond cookie crunch. You just want 36 bars of that. You can do. Or if you choose 36, you could actually get a box of each of the flavors. That's where I would guide you, because I think you'll enjoy trying them. Obviously, with the free shipping and everything else, it's amazing. Look, we all live on Andrew's bars, quite frankly. I have one virtually every single day. Many of you know my son, Oliver. very picky eater. Many times he will not eat what's in his lunchbox, but my wife always packs Andrew's secure meal replacement bars because he loves them and enjoys them. And Andrew, we take this for granted. I mean, the accomplishment of the zero added sugar is incredible, and only a gram or so, or less than a gram of sugar per bar. But we can never take for granted when it comes to a food product like Choco Nouveau or a flavor product like the shakes. If we don't like the way it tastes, we're never going to eat it. And you crack the code with these.
Well, when it comes to my original meal replacement and my original meal replacement bars, this is 30 plus years ago, I learned my lesson that if I just approach it as a scientist and I make a bar or a beverage that hits all the boxes when it comes to numbers, that's not going to do the trick. That even more important, I have to make a product that satisfies your senses. It has to be a sensory experience that you'll enjoy. What's funny is for the last few weeks, I've been kind of addicted to the chocolate ones, the chocolate fudge almond brownie one, and I just opened the peanut one and the coconut almond crunch. They're all absolutely amazing, and whichever one you try, I really think you'll enjoy them. And when you consider what they are, when you consider that there's 0 grams added sugar, 1 gram total sugar, and this is 140 calories or so. So it's and when you also think that it's giving you the protein you want, it's giving you high levels, 50, it's like a multivitamin, 50 to 200% of the RDA of all key vitamins, and we still manage to make it taste not okay, but it tastes great. So it's an opportunity to give yourself yet another tool to be successful, whether it's weight loss or to be successful in terms of, again, getting our A1C down. And that's why we all hear this expression, sugar spikes. I'm not sure if I really like that expression, but we all try to eliminate those periods that we push up our blood sugar. And this is an opportunity when you have a snack to do just the opposite, to enjoy that snack, feel as though your blood sugar should be going up, but it isn't, because there's just little to no sugar at all in the product.
I also want to make sure everybody knows that this is really our final opportunity to be able to order secure meal replacement bars, because, Andrew, they go away until the fall, again, due to the summer weather.
Just like Choco Nouveau, we'd rather not be promoting this during the summer. We want to make sure it gets to you in the best condition. So we'll probably not be promoting this heavily in June, July, and August. So we probably won't have it back until September. But again, if you liked our secure bars, this is a chance. And I know from feedback I got from my call center at my company, which we're always there. You can always call us, whatever, you could call 800-800-1200, easy number to remember. And there's always going to be someone there to answer your questions. But I heard the last time I was meeting with everyone there that the consistent request was a sugar-free version, a 0 sugar added version of our secure meal replacement. And so it was not easy to accomplish, but we accomplished it. And so I know you're going to love it, because we tested this hundreds of times with hundreds of people, and the Type 2 bar beat the standard secure bar pretty much hands down. So it's exciting. It's very exciting that we're here for the launch and the premiere. Stay right there for yours. It is today's special pricing, and we'd love to get your feedback with all the reviews that I know will flood on in. Come on, let's go over this way. We have around 12 minutes left. We're going to make the most of those 12 minutes. We have a monthly special that we want to share with you, and it's a big one. It's Andrew's Coenzyme Q10 with D3 2000 IU. Andrew, the pioneer really in establishing CoQ10 across the United States of America. This formula gives you even more, and when it comes to a sense of well-being or energy, trying to cope with everyday stresses and demands on our body, this is one of those supplements that it's highly recommended we certainly contemplate
Every single day I take Andrew's CoQ10. I know many of you do as well. Let's quickly review the monthly special value. 30 through 360 capsules. Pricing would be on the largest, normally $200. We are under $130. That saves you $70. Andrew, this isn't the standard formula. This is the enhanced formula, correct?
Oh, this is the enhanced formula. I think we still have some CoQ10 200 if someone just wants it without vitamin D.
Okay.
We have that available as well. Same price. So the 2,000 IU of vitamin D3 per capsule, that's just a free bonus of vitamin D3 that you get for the same price as the CoQ10 200. Right. To give you an idea, back in the day when I first introduced CoQ10 in this country, back in 1984, 360 capsules at 200 milligrams would be about a $700 or $800 supply of CoQ10. So if there's one thing that we've accomplished over the decades with CoQ10, and I offered CoQ10 for probably 20 years before it even caught on anywhere else. And even when I first introduced it, all I heard from other companies was criticism, that it was a waste of time, it wasn't an important ingredient. And obviously, that was criticism from business people because it was a waste of time because consumers weren't looking for it. But if they knew anything about science or anything about medicine, they would have realized that CoQ10 is perhaps the most important molecule that we get to control in terms of electron transport within our cells. And that's how we make energy, is electron transport. Also, it's one of the most important molecules we get to control in terms of antioxidant protection. Sort of a protective molecule that all our cells could avail themselves of. So decades ago, it didn't catch on until these other companies looked at it as a business opportunity, not necessarily a health opportunity for their customers. But I got attached to CoQ10 back in 1984. I was actually attached to CoQ10 in the 1970s, but there was no source of CoQ10 in the world until a company in Japan started making CoQ10. And that's where I was able to get CoQ10 originally. And we tested it, we validated it. And in 1984, I rolled out my first CoQ10 product. So that's now what, 41 years ago. So if there's any company that has more experience with CoQ10 than my company, it's that company in Japan. It's no one else that I'm aware of. The work we had to do to bring CoQ10 into the country, it was not simple, but it's something that I'm glad we pioneered the ingredient because it's something that I hear about something all the time called NR or NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide or nicotinamide riboside, or they get these NAD IVs or NAD injections. NAD, from a scientific standpoint, sounds like a real compelling story. But from a clinical research standpoint, I just can't get excited. I've been encouraged to offer the ingredient by the folks that make that ingredient. I just haven't found the science to be compelling. And if I ever made the ingredient available, I would only make it available, say, with CoQ10. Because CoQ10 absolutely positively is critical for that role in terms of cellular metabolism. And if NAD or NR or NMN can potentially assist with it, fine. But as long as you're getting your CoQ10. But as a standalone ingredient, I'm not convinced that all of probably the billions of dollars that's now being invested in NAD and NR and NMN, I'm not convinced that it isn't a waste of money. And that's coming from someone that we could easily be one of the largest sellers in the world of NMN or NR, but I've chosen not to because I can't offer an ingredient that I'm not scientifically convinced is going to be beneficial. I don't see it as being harmful, but as expensive as it is, I don't see it being worthy of anyone investing in it, at least not at this point.
But that's the standard of excellence that Andrew brings us, right? And I appreciate that more than just, you know, as they say in England, willy-nilly, just putting anything out there. We know that when we buy something from ProCaps, it's going to be the best it can be. I want to make sure everybody understands what we are offering tonight with our monthly special is Andrew's world-famous CoQ10, but with the addition of vitamin D3 at no additional charge. So here's the pricing on the amazing CoQ10 formula. You can see it's $129.90 for 360 Andrew, there is no additional cost to get the addition of vitamin D. That's amazing.
Right, and basically a little more than 30 cents a capsule. And 30 cents a capsule gets you 200 milligrams of coenzyme Q10, which vitamins function as a coenzyme. So coenzyme Q10 is basically, it should be a vitamin. The only reason it's not considered a vitamin is because our body could make a small amount of it. If our body couldn't make CoQ10, it would be technically, I think, among the most important vitamins we could ever contemplate. But because our body's ability to make CoQ10 as we age diminishes, and it also, our levels of CoQ10 become, the requirements for CoQ10 go up with age, our ability to synthesize it go down with age. I think it sort of becomes a vitamin. And again, in each bottle, you're also getting, in addition to the 2000 IU vitamin D3, you're also getting a separate equivalent of a separate vitamin C and a separate B complex, the most sophisticated B complex you'll find anywhere. So it's really like a mini multivitamin all in one, and that's because CoQ10 works better in the presence of those other ingredients. And again, ultrafine powder, you probably wonder why it's that bright yellow color, and you probably think that bright yellow color is some color we've added. No, that is the beautiful natural color of pure coenzyme Q10. And again, it seems there's little sticky pieces in there. That's because CoQ10 is basically, it's lipid soluble, it's fat soluble, it's a little bit sticky. So when you put it in a capsule, it can get a little bit sticky, but essentially it is an ultrafine powder that immediately dissolves when it enters your stomach.
I would love for you to try CoQ10 because I think it's going to majorly enhance the quality of your everyday life. It did for me on a personal note. And I think people every day go to stores all over America looking for CoQ10. They've heard about CoQ10. If you feel low energy, if it's hard just to battle through the day, try CoQ10. I certainly prefer this versus things like energy drinks or endless cups of coffee. It's just a more natural way to feed your body with just the good stuff. We are, and it's late at night, obviously, we're extremely busy. Again, I want to push you to hsn.com if you can place your order there. Just in closing, Andrew, just so everyone knows, this monthly special pricing is very compelling. It's a very low price.
Well, this monthly special pricing is the closest pricing we have to the Today Special that we do in October.
Right.
So October has been the Today Special for CoQ10 for probably about 25 years.
Right.
So usually 6 months away from that, roughly, we do a monthly special. So this is the lowest pricing of this year other than, or any year other than the October Today Special. So great savings.
So we're going to round out our night in a very big way. It's one that I love talking about. Andrew reinvents a lot of things and invents a lot of things. He reinvented the vitamin C drink, but he did it with no calories, no sugar, no carbohydrates. There's a lot to talk about. There's a couple flavors, mixed berry. Tonight we'll focus in on the cranberry, which is my favorite. This is something that I religiously drink, and I will tell you, if you know you're not drinking enough water because maybe you don't like the taste of water, this is going to give it a wonderful taste sensation. Andrew, not enough hours in the day to talk about efficiency.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have much time to talk about it. It truly is one of the most unique products we make. The cranberry pomegranate efficiency, it's kind of fun because the exact ingredient that goes into our cranberry capsule, which is one of our most highly rated products, that cranberry worked perfectly as a cranberry flavor. So we have a cranberry pomegranate where you could deduct on that 180 packets, basically 180 capsules of cranberry. So that means it's basically, it ends up being about 20 cents or so a packet when you consider the elimination of the cost of cranberry. You get your vitamin C, the perfect level of vitamin C, 500 milligrams, and not acidic vitamin C that will upset your stomach, but non-acidic calcium ascorbate. You get the anthocyanins from the berries. It is one of my most proud products because when I look back at that other vitamin C product, I had the good fortune of knowing the founder of that company who invented that vitamin C product, a brilliant invention back in the 1970s. He was very encouraging about me starting my own company back in 1979. And I also had the good pleasure of knowing Linus Pauling, the original Nobel laureate who really encouraged or was enthusiastic about the importance of vitamin C. And that's why I think this is such an incredibly important product. We've made it delicious, no caloric burden, 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 carb. You get the benefits of cranberry for urinary tract health. The anthocyanins that give it a pretty color are healthy for your circulation and for your eyes. So it truly is the perfect vitamin C drink. There's nothing like it, and it's an incredibly affordable product as well.
Well, we want to say cheers to your good health. Thank you so much for being a part of our show tonight. Grab efficiency while it's available, again, at special pricing. Andrew, are you back live at noon, I believe?
Noon tomorrow, yeah, 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon East Coast time.
And I will see you tomorrow night for the big finale. Andrew, from all of us here in St. Petersburg, Florida, thank you, my friend. That was a wonderful launch of some great Today specials.
Thanks, Adam.
Good night. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you are joining us a little late and you may have missed our today's specials on the brand new Type 2 secure meal replacement bars, or perhaps you missed Andrew's incredible